Hi, this is Lee Garrett and welcome to another edition of Screencasts Online. Today we're going to do a deep dive with a difference. Now, over the years, some of the applications that we've covered have evolved considerably. Sometimes when we cover some of the latest updates and changes to a piece of software, we'll ask you to look at an older video if you want to have a refresher on some of the basics. Well, if we were to do that with today's application, then you need to look at no less than 6 videos. Now, Ulysses is a writing app and markdown editor that has undergone so many changes and improvements since we first covered it in 2013. We thought it would be a good idea to give you a brief history of the application and cover off some of the key features that have been added over the years in a rolled up history video. Right, we'll just offer a very brief overview as to how Ulysses works at a very basic level so that if you've never used or seen it before, you know exactly what it is. So first of all, pricing, and Ulysses is a subscription-based application, and that is one of the key changes it's undergone in its history. You can pay for it per month or per year, and that pricing is clearly visible on the screen here. Now, Ulysses is also included in the Setup bundle, so if you do have Setup, then you have access to Ulysses, and that is included on both Mac and iOS. And that's the version I'm going to be using today. Okay, I've opened Ulysses on my Mac, and this is actually pretty much my live setup of it. So we'll cover the interface first. Now over here on the left, we have the main sidebar, and we can see at the top we have our library. So all shows all of the sheets that we have in our library. And in Ulysses parlance, a sheet is like a page or document. Must admit, I didn't realize I use the app quite so much. There's lots here. And then below that, we can see those that have been worked on in the last 7 days. Below that, we have the trash, and this doesn't just contain sheets. If I break this out, because it also contains different groups that I've recently deleted because I have undergone a little bit of a purge here. Now you can manipulate the size of the sidebar and the other parts of the interface just by clicking and dragging the columns here. Then below the trash, we have some default groups that have been created, and these contain lots of helpful sheets that form a kind of tutorial of sorts. So if you are really new to Ulysses, these are well worth checking out. Now this is one for the brand new user. And then below that, we have an introduction to Markdown Excel here. Beneath that, there are some slightly more detailed sheets on how to search, how to use keywords, set themes, and the like. Before we have the last introduction group, and that covers shortcuts and other features. Now, if you are planning on getting into Ulysses, I do highly recommend taking a look at these because I'm not going to be covering the ins and outs of how to use the app today. Moreover, I'm just going to cover some of the major changes to the application that it's undergone in its lifetime. Now, below the introduction section, we have our own folder structure. Now, here we can have our groups stored locally on our Mac if we like. However, because I use multiple devices, including my iPad for writing, I like to have my groups and sheets stored in iCloud. Now, we do cover how these storage options work very shortly. Now, the inbox is a default group, which is where you can write documents that you aren't quite sure where to store. And then below that, I have some other groups that I've actually created myself. So articles and posts, here is where I draft my articles for both Screencasts Online magazine and for my own site, My Productive Mac. If I want to create a new group, I can come up to File, select New Group, or use the keyboard shortcut Shift, Command, and N. I'll give it a name. And we can see it's appeared there. And if it's not in the right place, I can simply drag it out and put it exactly where I like. And then if I don't need it, I can just right click and select Move to Trash. Okay, that's the sidebar. Now, if I just select this First Steps group here, and to the right of that, we can see the sheets that are contained within this group, and I can click to move between them or use the arrow keys. If you need to search for any content, we can click the filter button up here, then type in your search term, and any results that contain some of the word or characters that you've typed appear here. Let's do another one. Let's say I want to know how to export some content. And there we are, lots of results. Now, by default, the search takes place throughout all elements of the sheets that you have. However, you can click this drop down and localize the search a little bit more. And by a little bit more, I mean a lot more, because we have all of these options here that can be used as potential search locations and parameters. Okay, let's lose that. And now these sidebars can be hidden by clicking this button here, which is great if you want to just focus on writing and have as little noise on the screen as possible.
That's just a quick preview of one of this week's Apple-related tutorials from Screencasts Online. Screencasts Online is your premium source of Apple-related video tutorials. all of our members get access to brand new up-to-date tutorials each week, as well as unlimited access to our entire video archive full of Mac and iOS related tutorials. You can stream and download all of our videos on your Mac, iPad and iPhone, and even your Apple TV using the members-only Screencasts Online Apple TV app. Membership also includes a complimentary subscription to the digital Screencasts Online monthly magazine, published each month and packed with videos, articles, reviews, as well as hints and tips covering all aspects of the Mac, iPad, iPhone, and all of the other fantastic Apple products. So, if you're ready to start getting the most out of your Apple devices, visit screencastsonline.com today and become a Screencasts Online member.